A computer program is fundamentally similar to a recipe. It is a sequence of precise instructions for accomplishing a specific task. Just as a chin-chin recipe tells a cook exactly what to do in what order, a program tells a computer exactly what to do in what order. The critical difference is precision. A recipe can say, add a little salt, and a human cook understands approximately how much. A computer program must say, add 2.5 grams of salt, because computers cannot handle vagueness or ambiguity. Everything your computer does is driven by programs. When you double-click a Microsoft Word icon, a program starts. When you type a letter, a program detects your key press, identifies the character, and adds it to the document. When you press Ctrl+S, a program saves your file to disk. Every single digital interaction, billions per second worldwide, is governed by programs. An algorithm is the blueprint for a program, the logical solution to a problem expressed as a precise sequence of steps, before any actual code is written. A valid algorithm must have three properties: it must be finite, it must end after a defined number of steps. A program that runs forever is an infinite loop, a common programming bug, unambiguous. Each step must have exactly one interpretation, with no room for different people to understand it differently, and effective. It must actually produce the correct solution to the problem. Before any professional programmer writes a single line of code, they design an algorithm, thinking through the logic of the solution, identifying all the cases that must be handled, and ensuring the steps are correct. This planning step prevents the majority of programming bugs before they are ever written. A flowchart is a visual representation of an algorithm using standardized symbols connected by arrows. Flowcharts are universal. They communicate the logic of a program in a language-independent way that any programmer in any country can understand. The 5 essential flowchart symbols are: the oval for start and stop, indicating the beginning and end of the process; the rectangle for a process or action, something the computer does; the diamond for a decision, a yes/no question that branches the flow in two directions; the parallelogram for input or output, entering data or displaying a result; and directional arrows showing the sequence of flow. The decision diamond is the most important symbol because it represents conditional logic, the ability of a program to do different things in different circumstances. Without decision-making, programs could only execute the same sequence of actions every time, which would be extremely limiting. Programming languages are the vocabularies and grammars in which programs are written. They exist on a spectrum from machine language, pure binary, zeros and ones, that the processor executes directly, to high-level languages that read almost like English. Machine language is the only language a processor actually understands, but writing programs in binary is extraordinarily tedious and error-prone. High-level languages are translated to machine language by a compiler or interpreter before execution, allowing programmers to express complex ideas naturally. For your generation, Python is the most strategically valuable programming language to learn. It is the primary language of artificial intelligence, data science, and automation, the 3 fastest-growing technology fields in Nigeria and globally. Nigerian tech companies, Flutterwave, Andela, Paystack, all use Python in their technology stacks. A junior Python developer in Lagos earns 400,000 Nigerian nairas to 800,000 Nigerian nairas per month. Scratch, created by MIT's Lifelong Kindergarten Group and available free at scratch.mit.edu, is the world's most widely used introductory programming environment, used by over 100 million young programmers worldwide. Instead of typing code syntax, you drag and snap colorful code blocks, eliminating the possibility of syntax errors and allowing you to focus purely on the logic. The Scratch interface has 3 main areas: the stage on the right, where your program runs and displays; the blocks palette on the left, where all available code blocks are organized by category; and the script area in the center, where you build your program by dragging blocks from the palette and snapping them together in sequence. The colored block categories reflect the types of instructions. Motion blocks move characters, events blocks start the program when things happen, like clicking the green flag or pressing a key. Control blocks handle loops and conditions, and variables blocks store and change data. Programming skills open extraordinary career opportunities in Nigeria's rapidly growing technology sector. Nigeria is home to Africa's largest technology ecosystem, over 500 active tech startups, and the demand for skilled programmers far exceeds supply. A mid-level software engineer at a Lagos fintech company earns 600,000 Nigerian nairas to 1.5 million Nigerian nairas per month plus performance bonuses, placing them in the top 10% of Nigerian earners. Nigerian engineers who work for international companies remotely, through platforms like Andila, TopTal, or independent contracting, earn in US dollars, often 2 million Nigerian nairas to 8 million Nigerian nairas monthly equivalent. Starting to learn programming at JSS 1, as you are doing right now, puts you 5 to 7 years ahead of most Nigerian adults entering the technology field. The best time to start learning to code was 10 years ago, the second best time is right now. For your exam, a program is a set of step-by-step instructions for a computer. An algorithm is a finite, unambiguous, effective sequence of steps for solving a problem. Flowchart symbols: over equals start/stop, rectangle equals process, diamond equals decision, parallelogram equals input, output, arrow equals flow. Programming language categories: low-level, machine language, assembly, and high-level, Python, JavaScript, Java, Scratch. For the flowchart question, draw, start input number is number 0. Yes, display +/NO is number equals 0. Yes, display 0/NO, display negative stop. Examiners want correct use of all 5 standard flowchart symbols and proper arrow flow. Label all decision diamond branches yes and no. Wonderful. You have taken your first steps into the world of programming, understanding algorithms, flowcharts, and the landscape of programming languages. In our next lesson, we protect the computers we now know how to use from the malicious programs that threaten them, viruses, malware, and cyber threats. See you in class.